this turned out much more complicated than I expected it to be. So in this video, I'm going to develop an app in 1 week. That includes everything from finding the idea, making the UI, writing the code, and everything else. It's going to be hard and depressing, but I already hate myself. So let's get into it. On the first day, I tried to think of some ideas for the app. So I browsed through the web looking for some inspiration, which is another way of saying I just watched YouTube. But after hours of mindlessly binge watching videos, I had a few ideas. Idea number 1 was a Netflix for ebooks. Let's be honest, buying a new book every time is expensive. So to tackle this, you would pay a monthly or yearly fee and read as many books as you want and in any language you want. This app would also have an inbuilt dictionary to find meanings of difficult words and also allow you to highlight passages. It would also suggest books to you depending on your liking. But after some time I realized that's literally Kindle. Moving on to the second idea, an e-commerce app exclusively for pets. You could buy pets, pet supplies, accessories, and much more very easily. If you subscribe to the monthly membership, you will also get a goodie bag every month consisting of personalized toys and food. And your pets will also get offers on grooming and spas. And finally, the simplest idea of them all, an app to test thumbnails for YouTubers. This app had one goal and one goal only, showing you what your thumbnails would look like on the YouTube app before you actually publish the video. You could test them out on the homepage, YouTube history, and even see how they might look in the suggested section. Now it was time to draw some rough wireframes. These drawings are basically a rough version of what I imagine the UI of the app should look like. Once I felt okay with the wireframe, I started designing the UI. The software I usually work with is Adobe XD, mainly because it's free, but I also feel that it's a little easier to use than Illustrator, especially for people like me who have zero design sense. I'm sorry if the audio is a bit shit right now. It's because it's raining a little bit, so that might interfere with the audio quality of my mic. As of now, I've finished making the rough wireframe for the app, and you might notice that it looks a lot like the YouTube UI. That is because when the user uses this app to test their thumbnails, I want them to have a feel of what it would look like on YouTube, right? If I try and take that experience away from them, it's not actually going to make any sense to use this app. So I'm primarily targeting 3 different screens. The first one is the homepage, which is what you see when you first open the YouTube app. The next one is history. After you watch somebody's videos, you might go to your history page and maybe the thumbnail catches your eye and you watch the video again. Which is why I think that it's equally important to include history as well. And the third and the most important one, in my opinion, is the suggested videos. The thumbnails of suggested videos on the phone are actually a lot bigger than on the laptops and other computers basically. And it's also important to note that over 70% of YouTube's users actually use it through phone. Probably from tomorrow I'll start coding the app. On day 4, I felt like making a logo for the app, so I sat down and started drawing some rough ideas. Once I was happy with the design, I opened up Illustrator and made the logo. For this, Illustrator is actually easy to use. Okay, so it's day 3 and I finally feel like I got some work done. Plus, it's still raining really bad, so there's that. Let me just go ahead and show you the app that I've designed till now. So if I just open the app, you can see that there's a splash screen now with the logo that I designed. And other than that, normally, well, before I was planning that in order to test your thumbnails, you would just basically click on the place where you want your thumbnail to be seen and then you could add your image there. But I ran into some problems in there. So what I've done now is, in order to add in a picture, you click the plus icon, it shows you this, and then you can select whatever thumbnail you want. So this is a thumbnail from a video of mine that explains why you should read books. Here's the link if you haven't seen it yet. It adds the thumbnail from the top. So now there's one thumbnail. So if I add another thumbnail, which is from another video of mine, it will add it beneath it. So like this, you can go on adding up to 10 thumbnails. What this does is it makes the job a bit easier for the user. There are some things that I still want to add. So this is the home screen that I've designed. And if I click the right arrow, it will take me to the suggested. What any user would want is for his thumbnails to still be continued. So if I added 2 thumbnails in the home screen view And then if I switch to the suggested videos, I would still want those two thumbnails to be seen in that view. Because of that, I am running into some problems. I'm not able to figure out how I can, maintain the position of the thumbnails as well as maintain which thumbnails were added to those respective positions. Does that make sense? Maybe. This turned out much more complicated than I expected it to be. I thought it would be easy, but apparently it's not. So I spent the 6 day trying to learn about fragments and how I can transfer data to all of them efficiently. I read the documentation for fragments and saw a bunch of YouTube tutorials. So after an hour and a half of learning, I started writing the code for them. Fragments are definitely more efficient, but for a beginner app developer like me, it is a bit confusing at times. Okay, so I added the code for fragments, but I haven't tested it out yet. So let's just do it right now. I'll open up the app. The splash screen works. That's good. Okay, great. So the home page is being displayed. And you'll notice that I changed the taskbar a bit. That is because when you're working with fragments, it's easier if you have buttons that correspond to each of them if you want to change them. If I try to follow my older approach, which is with using arrows, it's a little bit trickier, and since I'm working with fragments for the first time, I just went with the easier route. You'll notice that I also changed the position of the add image button. I haven't really given it a name yet, but you get what I mean, right? So let's try adding an image now. I'll click on the button and I'll add this one. Okay, so it works. That's good. So let's try adding another image now if it still works. That's great. So let's try another view now. I'm gonna try the history one first. Okay, so that's also being displayed. Let's try adding an image here. Image number 1 is being displayed perfectly, and image number 2 also perfect. Let's try the suggested views now. Okay, this is also being displayed. It's scrolling. That's also good. And let's try here. That's perfect as well. Okay, so all 3 of our views are working perfectly, but I don't think it'll. Yeah, so all I have to do right now is find a way to transfer the data that the user will add to other views. Day 7 was spent pretty much just trying to find a way to achieve what I wanted. I even wrote some code, but it's safe to say that it didn't work at all. So then I went back to staring at the code and trying to find a way. I wasn't able to do it. I mean, I tried, I really did. It can be done with fragments. In fact, it has been done with fragments. It's just that my primitive coding knowledge fell a little short. But it's been more than 7 days now, so I can't add anything to the app. I did, however, manage to add one small thing right before the time ended. If you like this video, make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So until next time, happy learning.